闭眼背雅思单词。
PIPATION
Participation.
分享、参与。
Only in this way can the critical mass of participation be reached.
只有这样才能凑足参加人数。
Only in this way can the critical mass of participation be reached.
Waist.
WAIST
Waist.
腰部，
He tied the rope around his waist.
他把那条缆绳系在他的腰上。
He tied the rope around his waist.
Sticky.
STICKY
Sticky.
粘性的，湿热的。
If the dough is sticky, add more flour.
如果面团很粘，就再加些面粉。
If the dough is sticky, add more flour.
Rely.
RELY
Rely.
依靠，信赖。
I know I can rely on you to sort it out.
我知道我可以信赖你来处理此事。
I know I can rely on you to sort it out.
Excessive.
EXCESSIVE
Excessive.
过多的、极度的、过分的。
Excessive conformity is usually caused by fear of disapproval.
过分随大流，通常是由于担心不被认同造成的。
Excessive conformity is usually caused by fear of disapproval.
Niggle.
NIGGLE
Niggle.
拘泥小节，挑剔，吹毛求疵，为小事操心，不断的烦扰。
I don't react anymore when opponents try to niggle me.
当反对者试图对我吹毛求疵时，我不再回应了。
I don't react anymore when opponents try to niggle me.
Damage.
DAMAGE
Damage.
损害，
A few bombs can do a lot of damage.
几颗炸弹足以造成严重破坏。
A few bombs can do a lot of damage.
Cherry.
CHERRY
Cherry.
樱桃，
She tied a knot in a cherry stem.
它在樱桃。
LABOUR
Labor.
劳动，努力。
We have a problem of skilled labor.
我们缺少熟练工。
We have a problem of skilled labor.
Assault ASSAULT Assault
攻击、袭击，侵犯人身罪，冲击。
He was jailed for aggravated assault.
他因严重的人身侵犯罪而入狱。
He was jailed for aggravated assault.
Hassle.
HASSLE
Hassle.
困难、麻烦、分歧、争论。
Then my husband started hassling me.
然后我丈夫便开始不停地烦我。
Then my husband started hassling me.
Harsh.
HARSH
Harsh.
严厉的、严酷的、粗糙的、毛糙的、刻薄的、恶劣的、刺耳的、刺目的。
His voice became harsh and loud.
他的声音变得又尖又响。
His voice became harsh and loud.
Settle.
SETTLE
Settle.
定居、安家、解决、调停、安排、安放、支付、结算、安置于、飞落、停留、栖息。
A black dust settled on the walls.
一团黑色粉尘落到了这些墙上。
A black dust settled on the walls.
Pattern.
PATTERN
Pattern.
样式、模式。
All three attacks followed the same pattern.
3次袭击都依照同一模式。
All three attacks followed the same pattern.
Heighten.
heighten,
heighten,
增强、加剧。
Cross's interest heightened.
克罗斯的兴趣增强了。
Cross's interest heightened.
scrape,
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 刮、擦。
They only just managed to scrape the money together.
他们只刚好设法勉强凑够了那笔钱。
They only just managed to scrape the money together.
bleak,
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 寒冷的、阴沉的、阴郁的、暗淡的、没有希望的、不乐观的、荒凉的、索然无味的。
His face was bleak.
他面容沮丧。
His face was bleak.
smother,
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 厚厚的覆盖，窒息，把闷息。
He tried to smother me with a pillow.
他企图用枕头闷死我。
He tried to smother me with a pillow.
bilateral,
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 双边的，双方的。
glorious,
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 光荣的，壮丽的。
In this living room we've mixed glorious floral prints.
在这客厅里，我们将各种漂亮的花卉图案搭配在了一起。
In this living room we've mixed glorious floral prints.
architecture,
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 建筑学、建筑设计、建筑风格，即体系结构。
He studied classical architecture and design in Rome.
他在罗马学过古典建筑艺术和设计。
He studied classical architecture and design in Rome.
reliance,
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 依靠、依赖。
People learned self-reliance because they had to.
人们学会了自立，因为他们不得不这样做。
People learned self-reliance because they had to.
display,
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 陈列、展览、显示、表现。
consolation,
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 安慰、慰问。
Her appointment was seen as a consolation prize after she lost the election.
他的任命被认为是对他落选的安慰。
Her appointment was seen as a consolation prize after she lost the election.
plateau,
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 高原、稳定时期。
I think the economy is stuck on a plateau of slow growth.
我认为经济在缓慢增长的水平上停滞不前。
I think the economy is stuck on a plateau of slow growth.
aptitude,
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 天资、天赋、天生的才能。
She had no aptitude for nursing.
他没有从事护理工作的能力。
She had no aptitude for nursing.
vile,
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 糟糕透顶的、可恶的、恶劣的、卑鄙的。
The weather was consistently vile.
天气一直很恶劣。
The weather was consistently vile.
acrobat,
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 特技演员、 杂技演员。
bore,
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 使厌烦，钻孔。
I'm bored. Let's go home.
我无聊着呢，让我们回家吧。
I'm bored. Let's go home.
stress,
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 压力，重音，强调，重点，着重。
Stress is an inherent part of dieting.
要节食必定会经受压力。
Stress is an inherent part of dieting.
disorder,
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 混乱，失调，紊乱，疾病。
The emergency room was in disorder.
急救室一片混乱。
The emergency room was in disorder.
mature,
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 成熟的，深思熟虑的。
A mature cow has horns.
成年母牛头上长有角。
A mature cow has horns.
dairy,
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 乳制品的。
He kept a few dairy cows.
他养了几头奶牛。
He kept a few dairy cows.
negotiate,
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 洽谈、协商、商定、达成、顺利通过。
The negotiating was completely one-sided.
该谈判完全成一边倒之势。
The negotiating was completely one-sided.
foreland,
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 前沿地，夹角。
colossal,
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 巨大的，庞大的。
There has been a colossal waste of public money.
一直有巨大的公款浪费。
There has been a colossal waste of public money.
obscurity,
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 模糊，费解，不出名。
How can that be? Asked Hunt, irritated by the obscurity of Henry's reply.
怎么会那样？亨特问道。亨利费解的回答让他气愤。
How can that be? Asked Hunt, irritated by the obscurity of Henry's reply.
alleviate,
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 减轻，缓解，缓和。
Nowadays, a great deal can be done to alleviate back pain.
如今，很多方法可以被用来减轻背部疼痛。
Nowadays, a great deal can be done to alleviate back pain.
influence,
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 影响力，作用。
He's never had any influence over her.
他对他从没有过任何影响。
He's never had any influence over her.
factual,
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 事实的，真实的，确凿的。
The editorial contained several factual errors.
这篇社论有几处事实性错误。
The editorial contained several factual errors.
percentage,
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 百分比，百分率。
A large percentage of the population is illiterate.
人口中文盲的比例相当高。
A large percentage of the population is illiterate.
aggravate,
aggravaate,
aggravate,
恶化，加重，加剧。
He was jailed for aggravated assault.
他因严重的人身侵犯罪而入狱。
He was jailed for aggravated assault.
Speculation.
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 推测、思索、投机活动、投机。
Diversion.
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 转向、转移、转换、转移视线的事物。娱乐。
In 1766 he excommunicated the village for its depraved diversion.
1766年，他因堕落的娱乐活动，将该村逐出教会。
In 1766 he excommunicated the village for its depraved diversion.
Resit.
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 重修、补考。
Those who fail can resit the exam in 60 days.
考试不及格的人，可以在60天后重考。
Those who fail can resit the exam in 60 days.
Climatic.
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 气候的。
The warming of the earth and the consequent climatic changes affect us all.
全球变暖以及随之而来的气候变化影响我们每个人。
The warming of the earth and the consequent climatic changes affect us all.
Terrify.
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 使恐怖，使惊吓。
Flying terrifies him.
坐飞机让他非常害怕。
Flying terrifies him.
Overlie.
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 躺在上面，置于上面。
Sponsor.
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 发起者、赞助人、主办者、主顾。
The sponsored walk will raise money for AIDS care.
这次慈善步行活动将为艾滋病护理筹款。
The sponsored walk will raise money for AIDS care.
Erroneous.
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 错误的、不正确的。
Some people have the erroneous notion that one can contract AIDS by giving blood.
有些人有这样一种错误的观念，认为献血会染上艾滋病。
Some people have the erroneous notion that one can contract AIDS by giving blood.
Limitation.
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 限制、局限。
All the talk had been about the limitation of nuclear weapons.
整个会谈都是关于核武器的限制。
All the talk had been about the limitation of nuclear weapons.
Inspiration.
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 启示、灵感，鼓舞人心的人，激励。
She had an inspiration. Could we take Janice?
他灵机一动，我们可以带珍妮斯吗？
She had an inspiration. Could we take Janice?
Ascertain.
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 弄清、查明、确定。
Once they had ascertained that he was not a spy, they agreed to release him.
一查明他不是间谍，他们就同意了释放他。
Once they had ascertained that he was not a spy, they agreed to release him.
Insert.
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 插入、嵌入。
A plug had been inserted in the drill hole.
那个钻孔里已经塞上了塞子。
A plug had been inserted in the drill hole.
Generative.
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 生殖的、生产的，有生产能力的。
sheer,
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 十足的，纯粹的，陡峭的。
His music is sheer delight.
他的音乐是纯粹的快乐。
His music is sheer delight.
reject, reject, reject,
拒绝。
Animals reject the runt of the litter.
动物们排斥一窝中最弱小的幼崽。
Animals reject the runt of the litter.
administrator, administrator, administrator,
管理者、管理人员、行政人员。
He is well-intentioned but a poor administrator.
他用意良好，但却是位糟糕的管理者。
He is well-intentioned but a poor administrator.
tortoise,
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 龟，陆龟，行动迟缓的人。
complement,
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 赞美。
His compliments disconcerted her a little.
他的恭维让他有点尴尬。
His compliments disconcerted her a little.
highlight,
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 强调、突出，以强烈光线照射，集中注意力于。
The surveyor's report didn't highlight anything untoward.
测量员的报告没有强调有出乎意料的困难。
The surveyor's report didn't highlight anything untoward.
imitation, imitation, imitation,
模仿、仿造、仿制品、假货、赝品。
One boy did an imitation of a soldier with a loudspeaker.
一个男孩拿着扬声器学着士兵的样子。
One boy did an imitation of a soldier with a loudspeaker.
stuffy,
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 不透气的、不新鲜的、不通风的、乏味的。
The stuffy 50s gave way to the swinging 60s.
古板乏味的50年代被时髦活跃的60年代所取代。
The stuffy 50s gave way to the swinging 60s.
database,
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 数据库。
computerized databases are proliferating fast.
计算机存储数据库正在迅速发展。
Computerized databases are proliferating fast.
miracle,
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 奇迹、奇事。
It is a miracle no one was killed.
没有人死亡真是个奇迹。
It is a miracle no one was killed.
profit,
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 有利于获益。
Net profits slumped by 41%.
净利润暴跌了41%。
Net profits slumped by 41%.
assignment,
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 任务、工作。
It had been a monumental blunder to give him the assignment.
分配给他这项任务是一个巨大的错误。
It had been a monumental blunder to give him the assignment.
comply,
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 遵从，服从。
He complied without argument.
他没有争辩就服从了。
He complied without argument.
amount,
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 合计，
Only a minute amount is needed.
只需很少的一点。
Only a minute amount is needed.
original,
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 最初的、原始的、新颖的、有独创性的。
The original plan was to go by bus.
起初的计划是乘公交车去。
The original plan was to go by bus.
differ,
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 不同、相异、发生分歧，
That is where we differ.
那就是我们的分歧所在。
That is where we differ.
depression,
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 忧愁、消沉、低气压、低压、不景气、萧条。
depression is treatable,
抑郁症是可治愈的。
depression is treatable,
equivalent,
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 相等的、等量的。
Mr. Lee's pay is the equivalent of about $80 a month.
李先生的报酬大约等于每月80美元。
Mr. Lee's pay is the equivalent of about $80 a month.
canoe,
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 独木舟，
They went canoeing in the wilds of Canada.
他们去加拿大的野外划独木舟。
They went canoeing in the wilds of Canada.
sensational,
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 轰动性的，引起哗然的，耸人听闻的，极好的，绝妙的。
Her voice is sensational.
她的嗓音极为动听。
Her voice is sensational.
clinic,
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 门诊部、诊所。
The portable clinic will take doctors to children in need.
移动诊所将为需要帮助的孩子们带去医生。
The portable clinic will take doctors to children in need.
fascinate,
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 强烈的吸引，使着迷。
Politics fascinated Franklin's father.
政治让富兰克林的父亲着迷。
Politics fascinated Franklin's father.
mentor,
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 导师、顾问、指导者。
He had mentored scores of younger doctors.
他指导过许多更年轻的医生。
He had mentored scores of younger doctors.
guinea,
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 几尼，
The pheasant is a close relative of the guinea hen.
这种雉鸡和这种珍珠鸡是亲缘物种。
The pheasant is a close relative of the guinea hen.
alienate,
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 使疏远，使不友好，转让，让渡。
They had alienated the one man who knew the business.
他们已经疏远了那个唯一懂这行的人。
They had alienated the one man who knew the business.
wedge,
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 蝎子、蝎形，
Serve with a wedge of lime.
和一块楔形酸橙一起端上桌。
Serve with a wedge of lime.
Perpetual.
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 连续不断的，长期的，永久的。
Nothing seems to dampen his perpetual enthusiasm.
似乎没有什么能减弱他持久的热情。
Nothing seems to dampen his perpetual enthusiasm.
Suffer.
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 遭受、忍受、忍耐、容许、患病、受损失。
Shauna suffers from epilepsy.
肖娜患有癫痫。
Shauna suffers from epilepsy.
Complex.
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 综合体、集合体、建筑群。
He was an unusually complex man.
他是个异常复杂的人。
He was an unusually complex man.
Bar.
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 酒吧、栅栏、棒、条状物。
Harry moved to bar his way.
哈里挪过去挡住了他的路。
Harry moved to bar his way.
Humidity.
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 湿度、潮湿。
The humidity is relatively low.
湿度相对较低。
The humidity is relatively low.
Pamphlet.
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 小册子。
He fell under suspicion for distributing seditious pamphlets.
他因分发反政府传单而受到怀疑。
He fell under suspicion for distributing seditious pamphlets.
Draft.
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 草稿、草案、汇票、征兵、服役、通风、气流。
He drafted a letter to the editors.
他草拟了一封给编辑的信。
He drafted a letter to the editors.
Loathe.
Loath.
Loathe.
不情愿的，勉强的。
I felt loath to sully the gleaming brass knocker by handling it.
我不愿意用手去抓那个闪亮的黄铜门环，以免把它弄脏。
I felt loath to sully the gleaming brass knocker by handling it.
Personal.
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 个人的、私人的、亲自的、本人的、身体的、人身的。
That's my personal opinion.
这是我的个人意见。
That's my personal opinion.
Bay.
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 海湾，
Dallas will play Green Bay.
达拉斯队将迎战绿湾队。
Dallas will play Green Bay.
Vernacular.
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 本国语的。
Worst of all, for a playwright specializing in characters who use the vernacular, he has a tin ear for dialogue.
最糟的是，作为一个专门刻画使用方言人物的剧作家，他在对话方面没有鉴赏力。
Worst of all, for a playwright specializing in characters who use the vernacular, he has a tin ear for dialogue.
Documentation. Documentation. Documentation.
文件证据、文献资料、文件。
Passengers must carry proper documentation.
旅客必须携带适当的证明材料。
Passengers must carry proper documentation.
Hazardous.
hazardous.
hazardous,
危险的、冒险的、有害的。
They were incinerating hazardous waste without a license.
他们没有许可就把危险废弃物烧成灰烬。
They were incinerating hazardous waste without a license.
artery,
artery.
artery,
动脉、干线、要道。
He had an operation last year to widen a heart artery.
他去年动了一次扩张心脏动脉的手术。
He had an operation last year to widen a heart artery.
interdependent,
interdependent.
interdependent,
互相依赖的、互助的。
We live in an increasingly interdependent world.
我们生活在一个日益相互依赖的世界。
We live in an increasingly interdependent world.
plastic,
plastic.
plastic,
塑料的。
He makes plastic reusable molds.
他制作可再次使用的塑料模子。
He makes plastic reusable molds.
delay,
delay.
delay,
耽搁、延迟、延期、迟滞。
Can you delay him in some way?
你能用什么办法耽搁他一下吗？
Can you delay him in some way?
underestimate,
underestimate.
underestimate,
低估。
I think a lot of people still underestimate him.
我认为许多人仍然低估了他。
I think a lot of people still underestimate him.
hesitation,
hesitation.
hesitation,
犹豫、踌躇。
Brian's hesitation was almost imperceptible.